Alright, welcome back to my YouTube channel at Illumination of NG. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and also click on the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I drop a new video. So today we're going to be looking at one of the productivity tools, which is Microsoft Excel, which is an application that is part of Microsoft Office. Okay, now for accountants, Microsoft Excel over the years have continued to be of great importance and usage to accountants. Okay, now you're welcome as accounting students and professionals. What we deal with is that we deal with with data as accountants, accounting students, and also we ensure the accuracy of the data being given, and also we try as much as possible to meet deadlines. Okay, now what you need to understand is that Excel is not just a spreadsheet; it is the industry's standard tool for audit, tax, as well as advisory. Okay, and today in this video I will show you how to use it to become more productive, more efficient in your deliverables, and also start working smarter. Okay, as accounting students you need to be equipped with this tool before you meet yourself in the labor market. Okay, now there are various toolkits that every accountant must know when it comes to the use of Microsoft Excel. Okay, and there are so many that we can discuss, but for this video and for examination purpose, we're going to be talking about the basics, and also we're going to look at the shortcuts, we're going to look at the functions, we're also going to look at some of the menus. Okay, because we have a lot of things that you can do on Excel. Okay, and by constantly practicing, you will get yourself, you familiarize yourself with how to use it. And now let us look at, if you want to select, data, you press what Control Shift. As when I want to select data, I press Control Shift plus arrow key. So Control key plus Shift plus arrow key. Let's try that out, please. Control key plus Shift plus the directional key. So you can see that it will select everything that you have on that column. And when I press the Control Shift, Control plus Shift key plus the down arrow, you can see that to select it back. Okay, down. Okay, and the other way around, I want to press to the other side, and I'll press the down arrow too. You can see that it will select everything down to the end of the data that we have on the Microsoft Excel worksheet. Okay, so there are so many control keys that you can use. Okay, so we also have the auto sum function. Okay, which is the alt key plus the equals to, okay, sign. Okay, and this will auto sum everything that we have here within a second. Okay, we also have the formatting shortcut, which is Control T. Okay, Control T for conversion to table. Okay, we convert an item to table. And so before you begin to familiarize yourself with formulas, you need to learn speed. Okay, because you may be given a very bulky data to work with. You have to ensure that you master how to use your mouse to scroll to the bottom, master your keyboard very well from what we have done under Mouse Beacon. Okay, and so that you don't waste time. You don't waste time in getting your task done. Okay, this will save you a great deal of time when you master the use of the keyboard and you master all the shortcut keys. Okay, now there are various formulas that you must have. I call this the must have formulas. Okay, for accounting. Okay, you have what we call the VLOOKUP, the SLOOKUP. We have the sum ifs, we have the concatenate, we have the if conditions and others. We are going to show you this in this video. And also you can also analyze any data given to you, using the Microsoft Excel data tool pack analytics. Okay, so this will help you to analyze any data that you have, even if you have a very complex numbers of data on the worksheet. It will save you a lot of stress when you get to know all this. We're going to look at them one by one, okay? Like the VLOOKUP, concatenation, if conditions, sums, we have variances, standard deviation, mean, figure, and the likes. Okay, so we're also going to look at so many other things as we progress in this video, because this will aid you in being able to make your analytics very easy, especially when you have all your financial data on the Excel sheet. Okay, so we have so many things that we're going to be going through in this video. Okay, and we'll only touch those major ones that are quite necessary for you to start off as well as an Excel user, most especially those of us who are into the financial accounting profession. Okay, so let us just go ahead and do some things and see what we can achieve in this video. Now, what you need to understand is that an Excel worksheet comprises of columns and rows. Okay, now it comprises of columns as well as rows. Okay, these are the columns. Okay, we have column A, we have column B. The columns are written in alphabet. Okay, you can see the columns are presented in alphabet. We have alpha column A, column B, column C, column D, column E, column F, column G, column H. Okay, so we also have rows. Okay, the rows are written in numbers: number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Now, if I have a data, okay, like we have in this row here, okay, row 5. Now, this data that is labeled E01 can be referred to as what as A5, okay. This column is called what we call column A5. This column here where we have the name, agent name, is called column B5, okay, and so on and so forth. Now, the data that we have here, okay, the data that we have here is data that pertains to, some sales agents that we have. I'm going to be sending this Excel sheet to the video where you can, download, and also if you need the Excel sheet, you can always get across to me. Now, this is a list of an imaginary, list of sales agents for this particular company. And it is the policy of the company to give out commission to those agents that are able to meet up with the sales target, okay, irrespective of their region. Okay, so we have those from north, east, west, and south. Okay, because the company has branches across the 4 zones. Okay, so now what you need to know is that for the file menu, okay, if you want to start a new Excel sheet, you know that the file menu, you click on new. Okay, you can choose from the blank, and you can also choose from the template. Okay, like we have templates here. Okay, so this is how you're going to start a new Excel sheet. Okay, so now that we have this, because for report, the excess of this is for you to be able to understand how to use this Excel sheets for accounting purposes and for reports making. Okay, so and also for you to be able to solve tasks and easily get familiar with your data. Even if the data is up to 1 million, okay, you should be able to treat the data on time. Okay, so now we have the insert menu. We have the Under the insert, we have so many functions like the charts, recommended charts, mouse, private chart, and the likes. We also have draw menu where you can draw some objects. We have the page layout where you can adjust your page settings like margins, orientation, landscape, or portrait. You can print, background change, okay, and other do so many things. Okay, we also have the formulas uh, menu, okay, where you have some formula like auto sum, insert function, and others, logical functions like we have here. You have and, false, if error, true or not, and the likes. Okay, we also have the data um menu. Okay, we have data menu too. We have the review menu. We also have just like we have in Microsoft Word, whereby we can make comments okay, on any corrections that we made. We also have the view menu. Okay, we also have the help menu where you can ask questions in regards to how to use Microsoft Excel. So today, now we're going to go back to file menu, and let's go to home. Okay, so here we can change the font face, the font size, the font color, format the tables, do conditional formatting, cell styles, insert, delete cells, and format cells. Okay, we can also sort and filter. Okay, now I'm going to show you some of these things that are quite essential for you. You can change the font type. Okay, from Arial, you can change it to Calibri, to Times New Roman, and the like. Okay, but for now, all we have here is the format that we are using is Arial, and the font size is 9. Okay, so let us move on. So, what we have here is that we want to just quickly use familiarize ourselves with some format. Now that we have this data for this agent, okay, we have this data for this agent, and we want to distinguish the surname from the first name. Okay, and we have the column here already, surname and first name. So we have this name written all together before, and maybe you are given a task at your work that you need to separate them. Let us distinguish between the initial surname and the first name. So in this case, assuming that Grace, the first names are the surname. Okay, so we just have to just type the first name here, the first sales agent surname here, which is Grace. Okay, let's just say that's this surname, Grace. Okay, so you just press Control E key. Okay, so press the Control E. Okay, let's just type that again, Grace. Okay, so let's try the Control plus E key. Okay, I think something is wrong with this, but what I'll just do is that let me just copy out the data. Let me copy out, maybe something is amiss with. Let me just copy that out so that we can test this function. Okay, so I need to reformat this Excel sheet. So let's assume that this is okay. So let's try that out here. So some formatting needs to be done on that Excel sheet. So assuming that this is the name, okay, Grace, we're typing that out. So let's try Control E. Okay, you can see that with Control E, it was able to paste all the agent surname that we have here. Okay, you can see Grace, Ryan, Kevin, Thomas, Comfort, Kevin, Kenneth, Sandra Kunko, Kemi Okafor, so and the likes. Now, for the first name, we can also do the same thing by typing Gah here, okay, Gah here, okay, so, or Gah here, anyone. So what we have here is, we need to, also press Control E, the Control key plus E, okay, to give us what you can now see that we have the first name here. Now the formula here is what you use, what the Control plus E key, Control plus E for what, for editing, okay, to edit or to fill. Okay, so to fill the names, so or distinguish the names, surnames from the first names. Okay, so let me just put in that so Control E will do that magic. Control E will help us to do that magic. Okay, so take note of this. So that's Control E. So with Control E, the Control key plus E, okay, we're able to separate the names. Okay, and also we can be told that now, assuming that we're not given this. Okay, let's assume that this is what we have. Okay, we have the names of the sales agent. Okay, as this, it has been separated as surname, first name. Okay, and now we're told to merge names. Okay, merge first name, merge first surname with first name. Okay, merge first surname with first name. In this case, what do? We concatenate. So we say equals to concatenate. Okay, we open the bracket. So what do we want to concatenate? We want to mix up. Okay, we want to join the surname. Here we select the column B2. You can see that appeared there, column B2. Put the comma. Okay, so that's for us to have a separator. We put type in the quoted quotation mark. Okay, space that, quotation mark, then type in your comma again, and which other name do you want to join, the other name you want to join with it. This is the gap here. Okay, so we now type select column C2, and close the bracket. Okay, so at the end of the day, you can see that we have the names merged. Okay, so let us, so you don't need to be doing this one by one. All you just need to do is what is to place your cursor on this edge here, like does look like a square box. Okay, this arrow sign will come down, will come up, and just need to do is what is either you drag down, you can drag this down to have it filled up. You can see that, or let me use Ctrl Z to undo. So let's type that again, Ctrl Z to undo, plus Z is to undo. Okay, Ctrl Z goes to undo. So the next thing is for us to, so we can also just place the cursor here, okay, and just double click on that tiny shape that look like a square box. Okay, so just double click on it. Okay, you can see that it has filled up all the names. So this is one of the most basic function tools or formulas that you can use when you are using Microsoft Excel. Okay, so let us go back to the main Excel sheet. Okay, with this now we've been able to what to learn how to separate the names. Okay, and also second one we also learn how to what to merge the names together. So now let us go back to the sheet that we have here. Now we have this employee, these sales agents who are agents for the organization. Okay, and we know that they are making some of them are from the north, some of them are the various product that they deal with, and also we have their actual sales and targets. So let us use, we are using this. I think that we are using this. Let's use this data here that we have here. Okay, we have this data here that shows the actual sales and the targeted sales. Okay, so the actual sales and the targeted sales. So let me insert another column here. Insert. Insert. Okay, now we want to check the variance. Okay, the variance, and the variance here in this case is the difference between the actual and the sales. Okay, and the targeted sales. Okay, target given, the difference between the actual and the target given. Now this will now be equals to the actual sales made minus the target given. Okay, are we able to meet up the target or not? So in this case, you can see that we are unable to meet up the target because we are at a loss of $295.81. Okay, so what you just need to do is to just click on this border. Okay, double click on it and to apply the same formula. Okay, to everything that you have here. Okay, you can see E2 minus what minus F2. Now that we know the variance, okay, we know the variance. So now the question is that was target met, was target met? So that's the question. Was the target met? Were the sales agent able to meet, with the target? Okay, and if target was met, okay, bonus, we give it 10% bonus, 10% bonus, okay, for those that met the target. Okay, so what is the question? I want to know if we're able to meet the target. Okay, so we now go with our if formula equals to if okay, we have this, which is the column E2, which is the actual sales, okay, is greater. So the greater sign is greater than or equals to, okay, this sales target, okay. Okay, then what's the condition? The condition is that yes, yes, okay, comma, otherwise, no. Okay, so you can see that now. So the formula that we use here is what is the if condition. Okay, that is if E2 colon E2, which is the actual sales, is higher than colon F2, which is our sales target, then the target was met. But otherwise, no, meaning that the target was not met. So in this case now, you can see that because this actual sales, okay, is lower than the sales target, it means that what that we are unable to meet up with the sales target. So in this case, it is no. So you don't need to start using typing the formula for each of the columns. What you just need to do is to double click. Double click and it will tell you if the targets were met or the target was not met. Okay, so with this now we know those who met the target and those who did not meet the target. Okay, now the next thing is that we want to those that met the target will definitely have a bonus of 10%, and those who did not meet the target, okay, they are going to be given what no commission. Okay, 10% commission, let's say, no bonus commission. So we're going to also apply the if formula or if condition. Okay, now we can say that equals to if. Okay, so what's our target, our logical test? If this is greater or equals to the sales target. Okay, so what do we do, comma, we give what, 10%, 10%, and we multiplied by, so we, if we're able to meet so we gave one, what, 10% of what, of the sales target. Okay, of this sales target. Okay, we're going to be giving 10% of sales targets, comma, and if we are on the other condition, if we are unable to meet that, we just say 0. In this case, let's say 0, that is no commission will be given. So let's press it. You can see. So what the formula we have given here is an if condition formula or condition. Okay, that if this sales agent, okay, Grace Gakia, okay, was able to meet up with the sales target, we are going to give him or her 10% of what, of the sales target met. Okay, otherwise we give the what, we give him or her no commission. Okay, so with this now we can just quickly achieve our aim. Okay, we can see that this person does not deserve any sales commission. So what about others? Okay, let us just double click. Either you double click or condition. I said you can either double click or you drag. You drag, you drag, you drag. You can see that you drag. So at the end of the day, some people are going to earn and some people are not going to earn a commission. Okay, so with this now we know that people are going to earn commissions. Those are not, some people are also going to earn a commission. So now let us now sum up the total commission. If you want to sum up the total commission, just click on the condition, the formula equals to sum bracket, select the column which you are going to sum. From where you're going to sum to the end of the column you are summing. Okay, so let us drag that up. Let's drag that up. We are summing up this column to know the amount we are paying as commission at the end of the sales period. Okay, so we are going to pay this out of this 51 sales agent that we have here. We're going to be paying them $13,050. Okay, at the end of the day. And yes, some people are not able to meet up with the sales target. Okay, so this is just one of the things that you can do on Excel. Okay, these are the condition formats that you have, and also you can do so many things with Excel. It's ease of mind. Quickly you can execute any task given to you in your workplace. Okay, so this is very simple. All you need to do is to just be able to take your time out and also learn the process. Okay, so let's assume that we need to know the number of sales agents that were given or have been assigned to collect 10% commission, and those who are not to be able to collect 10% commission. Okay, so we may not have the luxury of time to begin to count them one by one if we have a very huge amount of number of data that it will take us time to start counting. Okay, so what we need to do is to use the count condition. Okay, count if condition. Okay, now you can just put the details there. Okay, number of sales agent and percentage. Okay, so we have those that are given commission and those not given commission. Okay, now what we just is to use the condition if. Okay, condition if. Okay, so what is the condition all about? Okay, so the condition if is that we want to count let's count the column for years. Okay, those who were given this column that shows where they made the target or they didn't make the target. Okay, so let us just select all the columns from beginning to the end. Okay, so this is the column that we want to look inside. Okay, we want to look inside this column to check those from H2 to H51 column. Okay, to check. So what's the condition equals to? So those that are able to meet up with the target, which with the yes initial. So we have the yes remark, okay, made. So with this we can count the number of those that were able to meet up the target. We just click enter. Okay, I think there's an error here. So condition, okay. So sorry, count, not condition. If there's an error on my part, I'll use the condition of count. Unless I say count, I will condition count if. Okay, count if h2 from colon h2 colon and row h2, okay, to h51 have yes in them. So how many of this column can we get? Can we get yes? Okay, mean that those who were able to meet up with the target. Okay, as we have seen now, selected that. Okay, so let us click on yes. Let's click on that. Okay, you can see that we have 26. Sorry, so 26 sales agents were able to meet up with the policy of the organization in regards to the granting of commission. Okay, now let us look at the other one now. So we can either copy. So let's copy this and change the condition. So let's copy this. Okay, now what about next? Count if from h2, not h3 in this case, from h2 to h52, those with the remark no, mean that they did not want to meet up with the policy of the organization in regards to granting of loans. Okay, so at this stage, okay, we have what? We have 24, meaning that out of the 50 sales agents, 26 were given commission. Okay, please take note, since we're given commission and 24 of the agents do not have or were not given granted commission because they were unable to meet up with the sales target. Okay, so now let us get the total. Okay, the total, go to sum of the two columns, just place cursor here and drag up, then close the bracket and press enter. Okay, enter key, we have 50. So how do we now convert to percentage? So to convert to percentage, you just to say equals to this column that we have here divided by the total, which is 50, multiplied by 100. Okay, so what will that give us? That's 52%. And what will this give us? This is okay, what happened? Okay, so let us check that again. So this, okay, we column 57, 58. Okay, so that is 48. So this is total. So this is, let us drag this. We drag this so that it will meet up with the formula. That is 100. Okay, so out of 100%, okay, so we are giving 52, we are giving bonus to what, 52% of the total sales agent, and while 48% of them are not going to be given what, they are not going to be given any commission. So this is one of the ways by which you can use Excel, you understand, to make your, to quickly, do some official task. You can do some accounting tasks, some analysis, so that management can decide on whatever information you are giving them. You can be asked, okay, how many agents do we have in the organization now, and how many of them were able to meet up with the benchmark policy in regards to what, in regards to meeting up of their sales target and the commission that are going to be given. So in here we know that we have first-hand information that out of the 56 agents that we have, only 26 of them were able to meet up with the sales target, and we are giving just this 26 people the commission on the sales. At the end of the day, the total payment we're going to be given to the sales agent, okay, is just $13,050. Okay, and while we have made, how much have we made? So let us look at the actual equals to sum of this. So let's drag up to know the sum to the total amount of actual sales made. Okay, and let's compare that. So you can also do the same, apply the same formula, or you drag. Okay, so let's apply the same formula, sum of colon, drag up, drag this up. Okay, press enter. Okay, so now this is the difference. Okay, so this is equals to this minus this. Okay, that's the variance. Okay, now what is this? A52, okay, minus F52, that's about 8. Okay, Okay, so let me just reduce that. Okay. So what we can see is that we have about $8,857 difference. Okay, and we know the sum, and we know that we have made $222,707 in sales. Okay, which is quite higher. Okay, which is quite higher compared to the sales target. Okay, meaning that we're able to, at least the total sales that we made, we are able to meet up with us. We are able to exceed the sales target. Okay. Now, at the end of the day, we are paying those $13,050 from the total sale of $202,707. Okay. So, what is percentage of commission we are paying on the actual sales? Okay, you can be asked, what's the percentage of the commission we are paying on the actual sales? Okay, now percentage of commission payable to actual sales. Actual sales. Okay, so what's the percentage that we're paying? So the formula just equals to, so select the column where we have the commission, which is on column I52, divided by, select the column E52, which is the actual sales, okay, multiplied by 100. Okay, so let us have the figure. So at the end of the year, we are just paying 5.8%. So if we are making 200 something thousand dollars on on the sale on sales, at the end of the day we are just paying 5.86% out of 100%. Okay, then it shows that what we are really doing well. So we need to also consider the fact that we also consider some key metrics that all the agents must align with, so that what will encourage people to work harder and to work smarter, and also to be able to earn for the extra effort that what they put into the job. Okay, so this is one of the things that you can do on in regards to when it comes to using Microsoft Excel, okay, for accounting purposes, so that management can use your information as a basis for decision making process within the organization. So let us quickly look at some other things that you think we can do. So, okay, now in the case of want to make statistical decisions, okay, based on whatever we have here. Okay, we have the list of actual sales that we made, the sales targets, the variance analysis, and the commission being made. So we want to look at some, what is the relationship between the actual sales figure and the sales target. Okay, so we can begin to now carry out some statistical analysis in regards to this. So how do we do that? So what we do we need to do is to come down to files, okay, and click on let's see, options. Options, you come down to files and click on options. Okay, then you come to add-ins. Come to add-ins. We have Excel add-ins. Okay, so we have disable item, XML. So what we need is the Excel add-ins. Okay, so click on go. You select analysis two pack. You don't need all these ones. Okay, what we need there for our data analysis is what, so select analysis two pack. Okay, you click on okay. Okay, you click on okay. So okay, you can see that, let us come down to data. Okay, you can see that here under data menu we now have what we call data analysis, where you can carry out so many statistical data analytics, okay, right here on Microsoft Excel. So let us quickly look at some of the things that we have here. Now we have this data for 50 agents. Okay, and we want to just quickly look at some statistical analysis in regards to the information that we have now. We have the information on actual sales, we have the sales targets, we have the variance, we also have the commission paid. Okay, now let us look at these variables. What relationship do they really have? So you come down here and click on data analysis. So when you click on data analysis, okay, it's going to bring out a box where we have the various data tools, okay, like regression. Okay, good. So here we have the data analytics here. Okay, so we want to look at the correlation among all these variables that we have here. Okay, now let us first start with this correlation. So we click on OK. Okay, so the input range. So we want to correlate. Okay, check the relationship between or among all these variables. We want to check what is the relationship that exists between the actual sales, okay, the actual sales and the sales target. The actual sales and the sales target, okay. So let us stop it here. And also, we click on the labels in the first row. Okay, you click on the labels in the first row so that it will bring out the labels. Okay, and you click on it. So we're going to allow it to give us the results on a new worksheet. Okay, so you click on OK. So you can see that we have our Pearson correlation here already, which is the result. Okay, let me rename this. So to rename, you just have to right click on the box. So let me put this as results. Okay, this is the result. So at the end of the day, you can see that we have 0.96 actual sales and sales target have 0.96 relationship, which is what we call 96. This is about 96%, that is, they have a very high positive relationship. Because there's a very high positive relationship between the actual sales and the sales target, okay, based on what we have here. Because at the end of the day, the result was 96%, okay. There is 96% relationship between between the two variables. Okay, you can also compare, you know, you can also compare the you can also compare what's it called? Let's check out the variance with the actual sales target. Okay, now let us check. Let us now use these three. Let's look at the relationship between the actual sales, the sales target, and the variance. Okay, so let us go ahead and do that. Just come around and click data analysis. We click on correlation. Okay, so what are we correlating? We're correlating the three variance, the three variables in this case. Okay, so let us do that. So let's see what the result is going to be. So don't forget to click on your labels. Okay, so we're using a new worksheet, and let us click on OK. So at the end of the day, we can see that sales target. So let me expand that. Double click. Let me expand that. Okay. Now sales target, okay, has 0.96% with the relationship between with the actual sales, while for the variance it has 0.65, relationship with actual sales. Okay. Now with the variance as what a 65%, relationship between with actual sales, which is a very high one and positive, while for variance and sales target it has a low correlation with sales target at 41%, which is quite low. From to me, this now means that what the variance and the sales target, they are lowly correlated. Okay, it is not that there's no relationship between them. Okay, it is just that the relationship between sales target and variance is just low. Okay, so this is how you can carry out your analysis. Now, whenever you are being asked questions in the organization, okay, what is the relationship between the variables that you have checked out? Okay, so how do we improve on whatever we have been? How many people were able to meet up with the target? Okay, how many were unable to meet up with the target? What do we do? Do we send them off, some workers off? Do we increase their salary and the likes? So this data are necessary for various analytics, okay, within an organization. Now there are so many other things that we can do, so let us just quickly check out some things. Okay, now that we have the names here, okay, so there are other things that you can do. Okay, that for example, you're being told to find out a particular employee. Okay, so let me just put their ID here. Insert agent id. Okay, so the agent ID, so let me just copy that out from the main Excel sheet. Okay, agent ID. So this is the agent ID that we have here now. Now you're told that you need to look, or you need to what, find out a particular employee with employment ID E32. You just use your Control F. Okay, Control F. You use the Control plus F key and type in, assuming we're told to look for the employee E32. Okay, so we can find. Let's click on find all. You can see that easily we're able to locate the employee with what, with the employee, the agent with the employee number E32, and that person is who? Stella Okonkwo. The person is who? Stella Okonkwo. And let us see if she was able to meet her target. Yes, she was able to meet her target, and she's one of those people that we are going to compensate with the 10% commission, okay, for meeting up with the sales target. Okay, so this is one of the ways by which we can really work with Excel to achieve so many uh, objectives. Okay, now assuming that we know the person now. In this case, now we know the employee, and we need to replace this employee. We need to replace the employee E32. Okay, now let's use E15 for example. E15 employee E15 now. We want to replace this employee, okay, with someone else. So what do we do? So we just say, and this person is let's find out who the person is, and let us find out. So this employee E15 is Esther Lawal. Okay, we want to replace Esther Lawal, okay, with someone else. We want to replace Esther Lawal with someone else, okay. So what do we do? Let us move on. So let us click on options, and let us see what we can do. We click on replace. So on finding, okay, we click on replace. Now we say Esther, find what we're looking at for E15, and we're looking for Esther Lawal. Esther Lawal. So replace with Ajoke Mobolaji. Ajoke Mobolaji, okay. So let us replace this person. I want to replace this person, employee 15, with Ajoke Mobolaji. So replace all. You can see that it said all done. We made one replacement, okay. So you can see that we have what? We have changed, we have replaced Esther Lawa now with Ajoke Mobolaji. This is how we can just do any replacement to change the employee. Being given a task, this person that's using the employee E15 is not Esther Lawa, it should be Ajoke Mobolaji. In this case, what have we done? If you have millions of data, okay, once you just control find, okay, click on replacement and input the name that you want to replace, okay. So in this case now we have done the needful. So what we're going to do is just to edit this and put Ajoke and what Mobolaji. So you can see that this formula has changed to Mobolaji now. So you can see that this particular column will change. You can see that it has changed back to Ajoke Mobolaji. So there are so many things that you can do with Excel. Okay, now that we have this data, you may be told that we need to design or draw a chart for us to be able to to have a graphical view of whatever we have here. So we can also draw charts. We can come down here, let's come down to insert. Okay, so you can see that we have insert here. So let me just move this away a bit, and move this formula away a bit. Okay, so we come down here and click on insert. Okay, so come down here, let's click on the column. So we're already choosing insert. So what do we want to do? We want to so let's recommend a good chart. Okay, so let us select the we want to create a chart for this the actual sales target and variance. Okay, so let us select that. Let's select that. Okay, so let's click on chart, recommended chart. So you can see that it has recommended the chart for us here that we can use. Okay, in this regards. Okay, so let's see, let's use this by this. Okay, so let's click on OK. So you can see that it has recommended a chart for us in regards to the actual sales, the sales variance, the sales target, and the variance. Okay, you can see this chart. We can also try as much as possible to make the chart to look more professional, to look more neater. Okay, so we can just come around and check the various templates. Okay, let's change it to this. You can see that. So let's check more. You can see this. Okay, you can change the chart to suit your preference. Okay, so I think I would prefer, so I prefer this. Okay, so with this now we have a chart on sales. Okay, let's just put sales. Let's call it sales. Okay, so for the sales being divided into actual sales, sales targets, targeted sales, and what, and the variance in regards to the sales. So these are one of the ways by which you can, do all this analysis, check out how to input figures, how to do some calculations and the likes. Now, if assuming that we're told to look for this to the variance, carry out a standard deviation, okay, in regards to the data that we have here. So let me close this. So now that we have been able to draw the chart, you can even create pie charts. You can, once you come down to insert, and you'll see various columns. This is it here, insert. So you can see we have pie charts here. You can just create pie charts. You can create line charts. You can also create bar charts, okay, histograms and likes, okay. Now we want to look at some other things. So we want to carry out a standard. We want to check out the standard deviation and variance of these figures, okay. So in this case, we can just come down here and say equals to. So let us check for the standard deviation. How they're able to, the data, how they were able to deviate. Just click on the equal sign, standard deviation, okay. So create a standard deviation for us using the data that we have here. So just drag the data up, drag the cursor with the borders up, okay, and click on enter. Enter. You can see this is the standard deviation for the data that we have here. What it does, you don't need to be applying the formula again and again to others like the sales target and the variance. So you can just drag this, click on it and drag. Then you're going to be having your value. So at the end of the day, this is our standard deviation, or let's put ST, standard deviation. Also, we want to know the variance of the data that we have here. Just come down here, click on the equal sign, var a, okay, that's the variance. So come back again to the data and pick the data and drag up so that you can select all the data that you want to look for the variance, okay, in the distribution. Okay, so we have the variance here. So just apply the same to the sales target and the variance. Okay, you can see that we have the figures here. So by doing this, so let us now make reduce the decimal points. So you just select this, come down to home, okay, and click on this what's it called, this comma, okay. You can see that it has changed that. So at the end of the day, we have our sales our standard deviation for the distribution. We have for the actual sales, for the sales target, and also for the variance. Also, we also have the variance being calculated. We can also calculate the mean of the distribution. We can also calculate the mean. So let me just insert. Let me use this. So let us see the mean. The mean is the average value. Okay. So what is the average value? Equals to average A. Okay. So this is the average. Okay. So we look for the average. Okay. Select again and highlight and select all the data that you have here. Okay. And click on enter. Okay. Once you do that, I'll go ahead and select and drag. Okay. Okay, so with this also you are able to get the standard with the main of the word of description. So thank you very much. I'm still going to make more video in regards to what other things I can do on Excel, and see you in my next video. Thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click on the notification bell, and also send in your comment on other areas that you think that we can improve on, and we can also discuss in our next video. Thank you very much and have a great day. Bye bye.